filled with marijuana. Three friends had been through life together, ice shootouts, but nothing different. Tonight, they were just looking to relax in the line. As the smoke filled their lungs, Michael felt strange sensation wash over him. He closed his eyes while he opened the pipe. He was no longer under attack. Instead, he was standing in a vast desert, surrounded by towering cacti, strange formations. In the distance, he could see bright light shining down from the sky. Confused and disoriented, Michael stumbled forward, his heart pounding in his chest. As he got closer to the light, he realized that it was coming from a massive ocean type of panic set in as he watched the ship descend towards him. He fell gloomy in the desert sun. Meanwhile, Trevor was having a very different experience. As he took the to the joint, he realized that it was coming from a massive desert veins. His vision blended with clear, he found himself in just a tiny company in the desert clouds and just arrived. The air was thick with scent of cocktail and popcorn. He took another sense of taste through off. As he wandered through the carnival, Trevor felt something away from him and peace. Clouds lingered and conflicting smiles, their eyes full of mouths. He turned around, but Trevor was in the river, trapping him in the days of just Trevor downstairs. Meanwhile, the clouds stayed back and watched Trevor smiles, their eyes filled with malice. He took another hit, but the cloud had stayed stretched on forever, crashing in a nightmarish maze of twisted funhouse mirrors and haunted attractions. Meanwhile, Franklin sat back and watched his friends with a bemused expression. He took another hit from the joint, but felt no effects other than a pleasant sense of relaxation. While Michael and Trevor were lost in their hallucinations, Franklin remained firmly grounded in reality. As the night wore on, Michael and Trevor eventually came down from their height, shaken but unharmed. They shared their experiences with Franklin, who listened with a mixture of amusement and concern. The three friends laughed and joked about their wild hallucinations, but deep down, they could shake the feeling that something strange and otherworldly had happened that night. From that day on, Michael was haunted by visions of aliens and UFOs, while Trevor could shake the memory of the twisted carnival and its malevolent clowns. Franklin, on the other hand, remained untouched by the strange events of that night, his mind clear and unclouded. As they continued their adventures in Los Santos, the three friends found themselves drawn into a series of increasingly bizarre and dangerous situations. But no matter what challenges they faced, they knew that they could always count on each other to have their backs, even if their minds were sometimes clouded by the effects of a little too much food. The sun was setting over Los Santos as Michael DeSanta, Trevor Phillips, and Franklin Clinton sat on the rooftop of a high-rise building, passing around a joint filled with marijuana. The three friends had been through life together, from ice shootouts, but night was different. Tonight, they were just looking to relax and unwind. As the smoke filled their lungs, Michael felt the sun rush of euphoria wash over him. He closed his eyes and leaned back against the concrete wall, letting the high take over. But as he opened his eyes again, he was met with a sight that sent a chill down his spine. Aliens. They were everywhere, hovering in the sky above him, their eerie green eyes staring down at him. Michael blinked, trying to shake off the hallucination, but they remained, telling him of their otherworldly presence. Trevor, on the other hand, was having a completely different experience. As he took another hit from the joint, he felt a surge of energy course through his veins. But as he looked around, he saw something that made his blood run cold. Clowns. They were everywhere, their painted faces twisting into sinister grins as they danced around him, mocking him with their laughter. Trevor's heart raced as he tried to make sense of the hallucination, but the clowns only grew more menacing with each passing moment. Meanwhile, Franklin sat back and watched his friends with a bemused expression. He took another drag from the joint, feeling familiar warmth spread through his body. But as he exhaled, he realized something strange. Nothing. There were no hallucinations, nor aliens or clowns. Franklin felt panic build as he watched Michael and Trevor struggle with their visions, wondering why he was unaffected while they suffered. As the night wore on, the three friends found themselves caught in a whirlwind of paranoia and confusion. Michael's hallucinations grew more vivid, Trevor's fear of the clowns intensified, and Franklin's guilt weighed heavily on him. But through it all, they stuck together, relying on each other to navigate the strange and terrifying world they found themselves in. And as the sun rose over Los Santos, they knew that no matter what challenges they faced, they would always have each other. For Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, the night of smoking weed had been a wild and unpredictable journey. But in the end, they emerged stronger and closer than ever, ready to face whatever the city threw their way. And as they looked out over the sprawling metropolis, they knew that as long as they had each other, they could conquer anything. Title: The Decent Maniac. Chapter 1: The Reunion. The sun was setting over Los Santos as Michael DeSanta stood on the balcony of his luxurious mansion, sipping a glass of whiskey. It had been years since he had seen his old friend Trevor Phillips, the maniacal criminal who had once been his partner in crime. Michael had tried to leave that life behind, to start anew with his family, but passed all the way catching up to him. As he went to the city below, Michael heard a knock at the door. He turned to see Trevor standing there, a wild grin on his face. Despite his best efforts, Michael couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement at the sight of his old friend. "Michael, my old pal," Trevor exclaimed, wrapping him in a bear hug. "I miss you, you old bastard." Michael chuckled, feeling a sense of nostalgia wash over him. Despite Trevor's unpredictable nature, there was a bond between them that went beyond mere friendship. Title: The Decent Maniac. Chapter 1: The Reunion. The sun was setting over Los Santos as Michael DeSanta stood on the balcony of his luxurious mansion, sipping a glass of whiskey. It had been years since he had seen his old friend Trevor Phillips, the maniacal criminal who had once been his partner in crime. Michael had tried to leave that life behind, to start anew with his family, but passed their way catching up to him. As he went to the city below, Michael heard a knock at the door. He turned to see Trevor standing there, a wild grin on his face. Despite his best efforts, Michael couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement at the sight of his old friend. "Michael, my old pal," Trevor exclaimed, wrapping him in a bear hug. "I miss you, you old bastard." Michael chuckled, feeling a sense of nostalgia wash over him. Despite Trevor's unpredictable nature, there was a bond between them that went beyond mere friendship. They had been through hell and back together, and that kind of connection was hard to break. As they sat down in the living room, Trevor pulled out a bottle of whiskey and poured them both a drink. They talked for hours, reminiscing about the old days and catching up on each other's lives. Despite the chaos that always seemed to follow Trevor, Michael couldn't help but feel a sense of camaraderie with him. Chapter 2: The Job. A few days later, Trevor approached Michael with a proposition. He had a job lined up, a big score that could set him up for life. Michael was hesitant at first, knowing the risks involved, but he couldn't deny the thrill of the idea. He agreed to join Trevor on the job, knowing that he couldn't resist the lure of criminal life. As they planned the heist, Michael couldn't help but notice the differences between himself and Trevor. While Trevor was reckless and impulsive, Michael was more calculated and strategic. He knew how to plan ahead, how to anticipate the unexpected. Despite his occasional outbursts of violence, Michael was a decent man at heart. The day of the heist arrived, and they set out to rob a high-end jewelry store in the heart of the city. As they made their way inside, Michael felt a sense of adrenaline rush through him. He knew that this could be their ticket to a better life, a chance to leave their criminal past behind once and for all. But as they made their escape, things took a turn for the worse. Police were waiting for them outside, and a shootout ensued. Bullets flew, siren flared, chaos reigned. In the midst of the mayhem, Michael saw Trevor go berserk, shooting wildly at anything that moved. Despite the danger, Michael remained calm and collected. He knew that they had to get out there alive, that they had to stick together no matter what. As they made their way to their getaway car, Michael covered Trevor's back, ensuring that they both made it out in one piece. Chapter 3, The Aftermath. As they drove away from the scene of the crime, Michael couldn't help but feel a sense of relief. They had pulled off a heist, they had escaped the police, they had survived. But as he looked over at Trevor, he couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the air. Despite his loyalty to his friend, Michael knew that Trevor's reckless behavior could only lead to trouble. He knew that they couldn't keep living this way, always on the run, always looking over their shoulders. He knew that he had to make a choice to either stick with Trevor and risk everything, or to leave him behind and start anew. As they arrived back at Michael's mansion, he made his decision. He sat Trevor down and told him that he couldn't continue down his path, that he had to leave the criminal life behind once and for all. Trevor was furious, lashing out in anger and frustration, but Michael stood his ground, knowing that he had to do what was right for himself and his family. In the end, Trevor stormed out of the mansion, leaving Michael alone with his thoughts. As he watched his friend disappear into the night, Michael couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness. Despite their differences, despite their past, Trevor would always be a part of him. But he knew that he had to move on, to find a new path, to prove that he was more than just a maniac like his friend Trevor Phillips. And so, Michael DeSantis set out on a new journey, determined to show the world that he was a decent man at heart, despite the chaos that always seemed to follow him. And as he looked out over the city of Los Santos, he knew that he had the strength and the courage to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For he was not just a maniac, he was a man with a heart of gold. Trevor Phillips stood in the desolate desert, the hot sun beating down his back as he stared at the man who had betrayed him.
Trevor Phillips stood in the desert before him, the hot sun beating down on his back as he stared at the man who had betrayed him.
I'm sorry,
Michael DeSantis stood before him, his hands held up in surrender as he tried to explain himself. I'm sorry, Trevor, I never meant to hurt you. Michael pleaded, his voice filled with regret. Trevor clenched his fist, his hand falling inside him. He had trusted Michael, had considered him a friend, but that trust had been shattered when Michael had turned on him, siding with their enemies and leaving Trevor to fend for himself. There was swimming into Michael's eyes, he saw something that made him pause. There was genuine remorse in Michael's face, a glimmer of regret that touched Trevor's heart. Trevor took a deep breath, trying to calm the storm of emotions raging inside him. He knew that forgiveness was not something that came easily to him, especially when it came to someone who had betrayed him so deeply. But there was something about Michael's greed that struck a chord within him. Slowly, Trevor lowered his fist, his anger giving way to a sense of resignation. He knew that holding onto his grudge would only lead to him, consuming him from the inside out. And deep down, he knew that Michael's apology was sincere. I forgive you, Michael, Trevor said, his voice rough with emotion. Not because we're friends, but because I can't carry this hatred with me any longer. Michael's eyes widened in surprise, disbelief written across his face. He had expected Trevor to lash out at him, to seek revenge for his betrayal. But instead, Trevor had chosen to forgive him, to let go of the anger that had consumed him for so long. As the two men stood in the desert, the tension between them slowly dissipated, replaced by a sense of understanding and acceptance. They may never be friends again, but they have both come to terms with the past and were ready to move forward. And as they walked away from each other, their paths diverging once more, Trevor could help but feel a sense of peace wash over him. Forgiveness may not come easily, but sometimes it is the only way to find true freedom.